My inspiration behind the house.
This is my dad's first car. This is a collage that my dad got me. This is their very recent purchase. Hi guys. So in today's video, I'm going to show you my parents' house. So basically now we are leaving. We've been staying here for almost like 8 to 9 months. Like since the lockdown began in March, we came here and we've been staying here. I think we got a bit used to here, and we were also a bit worried about taking Youngjai back to Gurgaon. But finally we feel a bit more comfortable right now, and we feel like now it's time to go back to Gurgaon. Although we'll be coming over here for weekends because there's no other place to travel to right now. So, but I still thought before we leave tomorrow, I'll just make a home tour video for all of you and just give you a background to this house that my dad made, and I'll just give you a little bit right now. So basically my dad got this house made. It took him 15 years. He was in the army, so while he was in the army, every vacation he would get, like for 2 months he would come here, and he was like the contractor of the house. He never hired the contractor. He used to just hire migrant laborers who were here and get this house made a bit by bit every year. And the whole designing is his thing. The materials that have been used are his choices, and most importantly, the whole outlook of this house is basically inspired a lot by these army houses that we've stayed in the past. Majorly one house, that was a house in Hyderabad, and it was called Churchill House because when Churchill was serving in the British Army and was posted in India, Churchill stayed in that house, and it was a heritage house in Hyderabad, and we got the opportunity to live in that house. And yeah, I think that's also one of the reasons why the house is very white, and it's a combination of white and red with a lot of greenery because I mean, when you live in army camps in India, there are some modern camps and there are some old camps. You start getting these like really big old British time houses with huge garden spaces and things like that. So that's why they are very fond of, he was just inspired by the kind of houses that he lived in and also by the greenery around them, and that's why they both are really into gardening. Although we don't have much, like it's not just because of the pandemic that we don't have help here. Basically in countryside it's not easy to get help, so they basically maintain the house mostly on their own. Usually you can get a daily wage laborer sometimes, but sometimes you don't even get that. So now, like this house was finally finished, I would say around 2010 or 11, and in so many years, in 10 years now, this house is a blend of old and new. And by new I mean a lot of technology that they have incorporated to be able to maintain this house. So let me just take you around and show you everything. So we'll begin from here. This is the main entrance to the house, and when you go this side, this small structure is like a storage space right now, but it was initially constructed to act like a bar if we have parties and stuff over here, which we never ended up having because again it's countryside, so not many people come here. And this huge neem tree, these two neem trees have been here since the beginning, and this is like the main garden space in front of our house. This is the outer wall, and we initially, when we came here 10 years back, we had planted bougainvilleas here, and they took really long to grow, and now they grow like anything, and in various seasons they are very beautiful when the flowers are blooming, and at one side I can still see the flowers blooming. And yeah, and this is a bit of an addition by my mom, and this is the pathway, and even this structure, this stone structure with like patches of green was inspired by what they saw in the cantonment. Oh, Papa, what was your inspiration behind the house?
My inspiration behind the house was to have a clean atmosphere with minimum possible pollution and away from the crowded cities of the country.
And why did you decide to come and settle in the countryside?
I decided to settle here because this was my ancestral property which I had inherited, and to have a clean and clear atmosphere with lawns, flower beds, trees to look up.
And what was the inspiration behind the structure of the house?
The structure of the house was aimed in, in the way in which I had lived in houses during my army career.
And moving on, this is the again the outer wall, and as I told you, the bougainvilleas are blooming right now, and a lot of aloe vera. Guys, I know it's not like a perfectly maintained garden because it's very difficult to maintain such a large property, but they do their best, I would say. They do quite a bit, I would say. This is a small kitchen garden which sometimes gives us good amount of vegetables, sometimes doesn't. And currently we have spinach growing here, some garlic, some onion, green onion, and some dhania. And yeah, and this is the house. Basically these 2 bedrooms were made and were rented out to Youngjai's cousin's parents. He's not related to us by blood, but his parents are working parents over here. They teach in universities over here, and they live in 2012, and they are right now chilling on the bed over here. You can see he's actually studying. His study time is going on. This is his mom's car, and this is the car. This is my dad's first car. It's a Tata Sierra that my dad purchased in 1990s something, 90s, I don't know the exact year, I think 93, 94, and he still has it. And this scooter is also very old. Then this is the back side of the house. We usually dry our clothes over here. This is the other side of the house where we have the lemon tree and yeah, a guava tree, a kadi patta tree, and pomegranate tea, a tree, a chiku tree. So a lot of trees over here. This is the main entrance of the house to go inside, but we usually never use this. This is my parents' room, and we usually enter from here. And this is my parents' room, and a very simple construction. You can see the ceiling is very high. We have like a Roshandan. I don't know, I've forgotten the name for Roshandan. So this is also something inspired from like old army houses. And even the color coding and all, plain cream, white, and wooden furniture and cupboards and stuff is inspired by, you know, all these Fauji houses. And moving on, anything interesting here? No. Oh, okay. So moving on to the drawing room or the living room. Again, everything, all these wooden furnitures were either, you know, gotten made on order, or they were bought. A lot of furniture over here you can see is bought from the eastern side of India, because my dad served in the northeast several times, and he was posted in Bhutan, in Tripura, in Meghalaya. So yeah, a lot of furniture and artifacts are from northeast, and also UP, like Muradabad and all. A lot of brass stuff is from Muradabad in UP. This is a study table that my dad got made. We barely use it right now. Over here you see a lot of you know, artifacts from Haryana itself. These were gotten made very recently, Haryana and Rajasthan. The puppets I got from my parents, but the 3 large structures are actually from Haryana. And you can see a hookah, a huge hookah over there, and another thing in which you make lassi, traditional style lassi. And yeah, a lot of stuff from Kenya also, because my brother lives in Kenya. and just a lot of family photos. This is Youngjai's cousin. This is Youngjai, my brother and sister-in-law. That's Gonu and I. That's my great-grandfather. That's my grandmother, and old pictures of us, my brother and I, with my parents. This is a collage that my dad got made of my photographs. Then there's a collage of my brother that my dad got made, and just a dining table. Dining table is from Fab India, not very old, and that's also a sort of a bar space. You know, like Fauji houses always have to have bars, and yeah. And by the way, so that's my grandparents. My dad got a painting made of them, and this is the house that I was talking about. This is the Churchill house. It's called the Retreat, and it's in Hyderabad. It's a heritage house, and we lived in this house, and it was a beautiful house, and my dad was really inspired by the construction of this house. That's my parents' painting. My mom is wearing her sari in a Sri Lankan style. That's my grandmother. This is another room. This is the room where we were living at earlier. This is actually my mom's room. Like, her cupboard is here and all her stuff is here, of course. And this is an alcohol bottle that Gonu gifted to my dad. It's a Korean alcohol bottle. These are some things that we got from when we were living in Bhutan. Yeah. And this is the kitchen. The kitchen is really huge, and they always wanted a big kitchen, again because these old cantonment houses have huge kitchens with small dining spaces in the kitchen area also. And this is our small puja space, and this is the kitchen where we usually cook. And so my mom cooks everything, basically all kinds of cuisines mostly. So we have this dosa making machine over here, dosa batter making machine, and this is where she usually cooks. So she can look in the front, she can look on the side. It's a very bright kitchen throughout the day. It's almost 4:30 and it's still nice and bright over here. This is their very recent purchase, because our oven got spoiled, so she's bought this new LG charcoal healthy oven, which is a multi-purpose oven. It's a microwave, it's an oven, it's for air frying and everything, and it's beautiful and it's amazing. I already started making stuff in it, and then very recently they now got a dishwasher which was installed yesterday, and we started using it from today. And you must have seen us vacuuming a lot of times. The vacuum cleaner is kept over there. This is my mom's space, you know, or she's very crafty and she can stitch a lot. So this is a very old sewing machine. She has a new one also, which is in Gurgaon, which she actually gifted me, but I don't use it as much as she uses her sewing machine. This is another small storage space, and we have, they iron their clothes over here, and we have the inverter over here, and connection to the solar panels. And this is a glass room kind of space. It has windows all over basically, and we converted, as when we shifted up, we converted this into a play area for Youngjai, and you can see he's watching his cartoon there, which I told Gonu to make him do because I wanted to shoot this video, and Gonu has to upload the video for today. So yeah. And this furniture my dad got like from Kashmir, so we have furniture from Kashmir also. And so this cupboard has a lot of old books of ours, a lot of dictionaries and stuff which no one uses now, and all our albums. Maybe someday I can make you go through our old albums. And then as you walk in, this is like a closet space, lot of closet space. And I didn't show you the bathrooms below, but it's okay. And this is the bathroom on top. This bathroom is huge. It's not very clean right now, but it's huge. At one point of time, my dad wanted to put a jacuzzi over here, and then you can you get the view outside. So I don't know if I should be saying it on the camera, but you can take a dump and you can keep the door open and have a good view while doing that, which we do. And yeah, this is the room where we are staying. It's messy, it's not very clean because now we are moving out. We have to pack a lot of stuff, and then we are not really moving things around because we know we need to anyways pack everything. So this is how it is. It's a very bright room. I think it's the brightest room in the house because it gets sun throughout the day, and because of that it's a bit warm also, but in summers it can be very warm over here, so we shift down usually. And this is our terrace. This is a huge terrace space. You can actually play football over here. It's huge, guys, and you can look out to the road from here. You can look down, you'll get the view of the whole house from here. You can basically see kids love it over here, and they both enjoy it over here most of the times. And the back space, you know, all these people who are living behind our house are also my dad's distant cousins who've always lived in the countryside, and that's why you see a lot of these cows and stuff like that. A lot of them are into farming, or some of them, actually some of the kids have picked up jobs and gone out now, but some of them are still here, and some of them have picked up jobs over here in the village and left farming, but some are still into farming. Or yeah, and these are the solar panels that I was talking about. And once someone had mentioned on the blog that doesn't the trees cover the daylight, you know, for the solar panels, which was actually quite true, because when my dad was getting them installed, they probably didn't think about it so much, though, so they had to cut this tree a bit for the solar panels to receive the sunlight right now. And yeah, but this is what happens, you know, in the countryside. If you install something in a wrong place once, it's not easy to now get the job done again. Like, it takes a lot of effort, because most of the people, unlike in the cities, are doing their work, their jobs over here on their own. So yeah, it's kind of difficult, which also means that a lot of people are very skilled over here when it comes to, you know, taking care of household electronics and stuff. So like my Youngjai's cousin's dad is very skilled when it comes to taking care of electronic items, ACs, anything. He can install basically everything on his own, and yeah, he understands all those things really well. And you can go back behind. My mom has planted some plants over here. Basically see the main road from here, and that's the road we will take to go back to Gurgaon. And this is it, and my dad is going out right now. And so guys, I hope you enjoyed this video of this home tour. And this is a very precious space for my father, and he loves it so much out here that he barely comes to meet us in Gurgaon. He only comes when he has work, and he always very quickly wants to come back to the space. And we also really love this space. You'll be surprised, Ghanu loves this space so much. And we come here often, most weekends, and we will be coming here very often, especially during winters. It's really nice here because of the amount of sunlight you get. And so you'll still see a lot of videos from here, but from now on you'll see a lot of content from Gurgaon, how we live in Gurgaon and things like that, how we make sure that Youngjai has a good time in city. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give us a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.